Welcome to Just Scylla. My name is Just Scylla. There's a whole story about that, and you would have to go back to several podcasts to find out why I decided to drop my last name. So thank you for joining me. This podcast is intended to reach a global audience. I have friends on nearly every continent in the world, and they are drawn to the things that I do, that I say, for different reasons. I haven't quite been clear what it is that draws most people. And so I put out a challenge on Facebook to those who have followed me over time. What is it you want to know that I can answer for you? And so this podcast is truly for you, my friends, my supporters, my followers, and those who challenge me to do more. I am incredibly honored that you took the time to send me a question, to be able to give me an opportunity to share with you who I am, what I believe in. So this will be fun, and I hope you get to know me better. The first question is from Dr. Benjamin Ola Akande. How does a girl from Zambia come to the US and go through all the trials and tribulations and still rise above the elements to be where you are today? I came to America by myself when I was 19. I think that was the biggest trial, because I came to this country just with a stubborn streak, which has helped me and hindered me as well. But one thing that's consistent is the values that I brought from Africa, from my grandmother, from my mother, and that is the value of hard work. So how do I get through the trials and tribulations? I continue to work hard. I give it 100% and more. How did my success happen? I will answer how I define success a little later. But I think my success happened because I found a niche in our community. We live in St. Louis. It's divided racially. And we need people who can bridge the gap on both sides. I think I am one of the people among many phenomenal people of color who are helping bridge the gap. And I think I offer a level of comfort for the white community, and I offer trust to the Black community, and to be able to put it together in everything that I do as a media brand has really helped me grow. What was the single most defining moment in your career? This question is from Sarah Bandy. My single most defining moment was when I realized the power of me being a woman. Now, very early on in my career, when I was a news producer and when I had a PR agency, I did all I could to mask my feminine side because I wanted to be taken seriously. I wanted people to know that I was smart. I wanted them to see my intelligence and not my physical. I had an aha moment several years ago when I realized that what made me unique was the fact that I was a woman, was the fact that I was offering a perspective, was the fact that I had a very nurturing nature. And we know how that's important because we have mothers, we have sisters, we have aunties. That relationship is really critical. So I brought that to my professional career and said, I am not wearing suits anymore. I am not wearing pantsuits. I'm going to wear dresses. And what happened for me is as I started wearing the things that I enjoyed, my personality started shining brighter. I stopped trying to veil who I am and who I've always been destined to be. And that's a powerful feminine, the power in femininity, a powerful feminine businesswoman and mother. And so that is a defining moment for me in my life. From Beavis Shock, how do you publish the magazine, get advertisers, while making it look easy and meanwhile crashing the competition? Thank you, Beavis. You know, you get caught up in your everyday life as a business person that you don't take the time to appreciate what you've created. I do it because I have a team. And to put a team together, I had to understand what I was not good at. Now, what I'm good at is strategizing. What I am good at is having vision. What I am good at is seeing trends, knowing when to move in a different direction, being able to communicate how we can create something different. What I'm not good at are the details of it. And that's where my team comes in. So I do it by delegating tasks to people who can do it well. And so collectively, as a team, we empower each other and it helps move the brand forward. Advertising is very, very tough in this market, in this economy, in this time when digital seems cheaper. But I would say that the 80-20 rule has worked to my benefit. 80% of our revenue comes from 20% of our readers and supporters. And for that, I'm entirely grateful. Valida Keys asks, what is your definition of success? For me, success is doing things that fulfill me. For me, success is living the life that has value. So I want to do things that make me feel good as a human being. I want to create. When I create, I feel like I'm successful. When I empower, I feel like I am successful. My success is not driven by money. That is really important. What I have had to figure out is how to do things that I am passionate about and still make enough money to be able to move everything forward. Because without pay, there's no play. So I try to figure out how we get paid. But ultimately, money is really not a motivating factor when it comes to how I view and value my success. This question is from Tracy Holbert. How is your life different mothering a girl versus a boy? So I am the mother of a 19-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy. It is very different. With my daughter, she's very expressive and stubborn, and she will retaliate and stand against things that she feels are not empowering her life. And sometimes as a mother, I slip. I am not empowering her in the way that she needs to be empowered, but she communicates her feelings. Raising a boy, boys do not communicate how they feel. So it's much harder to be able to take care of their emotional needs. And I think the big thing that I can see with my children is my son draws in when he is going through something, and my daughter draws out. So she's vocal, and my son shrinks. So I've had to learn to balance and understand that when I'm having an extreme with either of them, it means that they need me to stop and pay attention to them, because I am really busy and I forget sometimes that they need me just as much as the world needs me. Valeria Bona Martin asks, why do you cater to one ethnicity over another? Believe it or not, this topic has come up 3 times in different arenas of my life in the past week. I was at a leadership seminar, it came up. I was talking privately with a woman in the community, it came up. And now, Valeria, you ask. So what it's telling me is that I need to do something about it. I need to be better at juggling the global presence that I'm trying to reach. And so we are in a world and a time when being politically correct is really crucial. But it doesn't always mean it's right for what I am trying to do. In my quest to reach a global audience, I cannot just cater to white or to black. There are all kinds of spectrums in between. There's Hispanic, there's Asian, there are other cultures, there are other ethnicities that make up the gazelle woman and sometimes the gazelle man. And so me working with those other communities is not a betrayal to my beautiful black woman. What I am trying to say is that you can do business with everybody. When I talk to men in business, I am not betraying women. When I talk to somebody from a different country, I am not betraying my country of origin. And so because I want to be a global brand, because I want to reach people on a human level, I do not pick which side I will work on. And hopefully in doing that, I don't neglect my own group, my own ethnic group, my own cultural group. Gina Russo-Kiven asked, how did you pick up after divorce and raising the kids while building a successful business? Gina, I had no choice. I had to do it. All of a sudden, I was a single parent with a 2-year-old and 6-year-old at the time, and they needed to eat, and they needed a roof over their head. I did not have time to wallow. It was difficult. I had therapy. I melted many times, but I did not have a choice. And so when you don't have options, you do what you have to do. And so what I did every day is wake up one day at a time. And that turned to 1 week and 1 month at a time. And before you knew it, I had adjusted and I was doing it as a single parent. And I'm very proud that I was able to do that. Question from Brittany Locker. Are you happy? I am happy most of the time. I am not completely happy, and I'll explain. And I think you can relate to this. When I am incredibly happy at work, home is falling apart. When I am really happy at home, my relationships with my friends are suffering. They are never always in the same level of harmony. And so I am relatively happy in every area of my life. Each one of them can use a little more happiness, so to speak. But in general, yes, I am the happiest I have ever been. And life is a journey. So the fact that my happy level keeps going out means I am putting in the work to be happy, because to be happy takes work as well, just like anything else in your life. So yes, I am happy most of the time. Charla Stevens asks, in the time I've known you, you've had a diverse career path. What would you say were key learnings, takeaways from your professional life this far? So my biggest takeaways in my transitions in my career is, number one, it's okay to accept that what you thought you wanted was not what you wanted and to do something about it. 2, it's okay to start over. Starting over is not the end of the world. Having the wisdom to know that what you're doing is not working is strength. And that means starting over. So you just put the same amount of work to every career path that you decide on, and everything will be okay. And the last one, sometimes you have to just move with the direction of every decade of your life. As you grow older, each decade is different. Your interests are changing, your passions are changing, your values are becoming more refined. And so because of that, I have no regrets about having to start careers at really, really odd times in my life. It's been very fun. Lisa Lewis Boswell asks, Did any circumstances that were negative early in your work make you want to change your career path? Yes. So what I really wanted to do was to be a news reporter. The problem was I had an accent, and that accent made it very hard for me to read words on a teleprompter. And so I was making a tape, and I could hear the director, when I was working in the news business, laughing his head off because it was a disaster. And I got scared. Just hearing that laughter made me scared, and I said, forget it. I'm not going to be in front of the camera. I'll always be behind the camera. That's how I became a news producer. So this person that's emerging into the podcast is really who I have always wanted to be able to talk to you. But yes, that negative experience is really a positive because it gave me a way to learn my skill so that I can do this better for you. Did you have mentors? Sarah Burke asks. I have always said I'm too stubborn to have mentors. I've had people who've tried to guide me and have been very, very stubborn. Now you have to understand that I don't like to follow the masses. I don't like to follow society expectations. I like to do things that are different. I like to provoke. I like to incite with the intention of creating something better. And so those are things that seasoned people fear, and so they see potential in me, and I throw curveballs all the time. But I'll tell you what's happening to me now. As I'm getting older, I'm getting wiser, I'm getting more mature, I am becoming more open to having different mentors because different people give me different things. What I do is read a lot. I observe people. I hear what they're doing. I hear what they're trying to say, and I see if that aligns with my thought process. So in many ways, I am self-taught, but I look forward to being more open to mentorship. So this very last one is from my significant other, Donald Broughton. What is your secret skill? Now, Donald, my secret skill I cannot say on camera, but I will say this. I could write a book that would rival the Kama Sutra. And there you have it. See you next time.